Welcome to another glorious episode of Chumming with the Spirits podcast.
I guess the mic's working. I don't see the normal.
Check.
Yeah, it looks like it's fun.
Yeah.
Chumming with the spirits, knocking on the unknown. Round the fire, we tell tales of the places we've gone. Raise your glass for the things we can't see. Three fools just drifting in eternity.
Welcome to another awesome episode of Chumming with the Spirits podcast. Joined, as always, by JB over there. Assortment.
Parachum.
And an assortment of things. We did an episode a while back called The Cryptid Potluck with our friend Jason.
So it's going to be a cryptid smorgasbord?
Yeah. Or a Cryptid Buffet.
Buffet. You may have 4 hours.
You leave! We kind of wanted to do the same thing over again tonight, and I've got a list myself of some very odd ones that I came across doing research from each individual state. Do you want me to go ahead and lead off with one, or do you want to start with one? So I found this one really interesting from Detroit, specifically. It was called the Nain Rouge, or Nain Rouge, Nain. And it's specific to the Detroit area because of the folklore surrounding it. It's basically the devil. So,
In Detroit.
So the legend behind it goes that the founder of Detroit, Antoine de la Mothe Cadillac, great name,
Cadillac's real.
needed to appease this thing called the Nain Rouge. And I guess the founder was like, I ain't having that. And waved his cane and attacked the thing and shouted, "Get out of my way, you red imp." And from then forward, he was plagued and charged with abuse of power, resigning and moving to Louisiana. Just bad luck upon bad luck upon bad luck. Eventually returned to France, where he was imprisoned and eventually lost his life and fortune that he had built up. It's gone by many names. The Demon of the Strait, the Devil.
It's just a little red ink.
Yeah. It first appeared in a book in 1883 titled "Legends of Le Detroit," where it was described as a red dwarf with a bright, glistening eye, grinning mouth, displaying pointing teeth, and I just found it interesting. Like they came up with an actual name for the devil, and they could have just called it the devil.
Well, it's not the devil. It's a devil.
A devil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or an amp goblin. That's
So-
how you want
Yeah, I just thought that one was pretty interesting. Like, instead of making a deal with him, he was like, "Get off my land," and the devil was like,
it. If you.
"So
Right.
allergies,
Yeah.
they're running wild here in Kansas right now."
So I have to bring up one that if you Google search it, there's a chance you may be able to see a young parachum with Sinkhole Sam.
Oh yeah,
There's a picture of him with a pew-pew standing in front of where Sinkhole Sam supposedly...
I wasn't young. It was like 7 years ago. I was skinny.
I was just young. Say young. You didn't have to date yourself how long ago it was. But it's a local legend.
It is. I can't remember. I want to say it was out towards Salina or Hayes or somewhere around there, but
Kansas legend.
Yeah, basically a giant worm that inhabits a sinkhole pond out in the middle of nowhere. And the theory is that it
Could have been an eel.
can travel. So the the theory is that there was underground caverns that it would travel from St.
Well, there's a huge aquifer
Aquifer.
all through Kansas, especially western Kansas. That there is a possibility that is probable that there could be something that could go.
He could be under our feet right now,
It doesn't come this far up north.
or not.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it was pretty. It was more than likely an eel that someone saw, and it went by another weird name, too. That what was it called? That we found funny when we were talking about it last time. But yes, there is a picture of me out there holding a pew-pew trying to shoot Sinkhole Sam. Didn't go over too well.
live and learn.
um,
You can always post the name up later.
no, I'm looking it up right now. Foopenkirkle.
That was right.
We just thought that was an
Interesting.
interesting name.
Sounds like a German.
Well, that makes sense because most of the and the settlers and whatnot of Kansas were German descent. Yeah, it's a very interesting one. My next one is very, very interesting. They are called the Old Saybrook Block Heads. People think that they were of like an extraterrestrial nature. And the first sighting of them took place on December 16th, 1957 in Connecticut. She awoke, a teacher awoke in the middle of the night from a bright light, and she looked out her bedroom window at a downed aircraft and realized that she was looking at these creatures that looked like they were dressed in burlap sacks with clear cubes as head with a round orange sphere in the middle of it. So, could that have been some sort of suit that they were wearing? It's very interesting. I'll post pictures of them up here in the image section of the video portion of this
Somewhere.
thing. It was said that they featureless appendages, no hands, so they like the sacks.
Yeah, they're wearing mittens.
Their heads were transparent cubes with bright red cores, and their rubbery bodies flared out like skirts. She couldn't see any.
Begin.
She couldn't see any legs because of the sacks that they were wearing. Could it have been people
Could have been a heartbeat comes
from a downed airplane, and they had the gas mask on or something?
Depends on what drug she was on.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting because I haven't ever heard of one that basically a burlap sack with a
Cube on it.
Cube on it.
Transparent
Yeah.
cube with a red center.
But apparently, I mean, it's become pretty popular in folklore. Like they have like Magic the Gathering cards based on them and all sorts of stuff. So that was my next weird, unusual cryptid out of Connecticut.
My next one's going to be Pale Walker, also known as a rake. The rake's a modern interpretation of it.
It's a farming utensil.
Yes. Well, a yard work utensil, but you're thinking of a hoe.
Oh, yeah.
A friend of ours, John Methenkamp from Myths, Monsters, and Mullets, has
Was it lusted by one?
no, I don't know about that.
Sorry.
He saw one, and there was a recent 911 call in about one.
Really?
Yes, and they interviewed him. If you can catch the video on YouTube, because he does this call in, it's talking about it's not human. It hops on the back of his truck. I mean, he's petrified, and then they interview him, and what he describes is almost identical to what John saw.
Wow.
And going off that, as John, because he wanted to figure out, because we talked about tulpas, I've always thought the rake was a tulpa, meaning it off of Reddit and all this. But the Pale Walker is a very old Indian tradition, similar to like a skinwalker. They're humanoidish, they eat human flesh. They're
almost like Wendigo.
almost, but they're long. They look starved, but their faces are like a skin stretched over a skull.
Almost ghoul.
Almost, yes.
Wow.
And a ghoul would be another good description because they're very pale, like they're dead. But as we've talked about it, on our conversations, like there's more history to it than what I realized. Thinking that it was a modern thing. In reality, there's older stories.
So, I know the first person to term the word zombie was from the movie Night of the Living Dead. I can't remember the guy's name that Romero that directed it. Is it possible that he devised? I can look this up, but off stories.
Oh yeah,
growing up of creatures like this.
Yeah,
not necessarily the rape in general, but
no. I mean, there's vampire stories. There's the Chinese vampire is kind of a weird one where they hop. There were voodoo zombies. Well older than Night of the Living Dead. A lot of people, he may. There were
coined the term zombie.
Yeah, but there was other creatures that were that type
of manifestation.
Yeah.
Of that. Interesting.
So what's your next one?
My next one is, to me, the reasoning behind why I find it interesting may not be the same as most people, 99.9% of people, is from Colorado. And I did a Facebook post about this one time.
Rock slide?
The rock slide bolter. The reason I find this one interesting is they actually have a genus classification name for it. Macrostoma saxiperiumpus.
Yeah, it's called an avalanche.
But they actually classified it as a living organism, which doesn't happen without physical evidence. Doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, but when you read about it and how it's set up, I mean, I could see where, a rock slide itself does what it,
Yeah, but the fact that it looks like a giant whale sliding down a mountain.
Is that just a big boulder and somebody not wearing glasses?
Yeah. No. It's very true.
It is. I mean, but it dates back to the 1800s. But
it dates back farther than that.
Well, Colorado, exploring Colorado's 1700s, 1600s.
Yeah, 19th century, so that would have been 1800s.
Yeah.
Yeah, shut up. But the fact that groups of tourists have reported seeing it sliding down a mountain and gulping down everything in its path, which avalanche or rock slide would do. I mean, it'll just completely demolish everything in its path. I just found that one interesting because of the classification of it. No. So yeah, that was my next one.
So my next one, we've got a representation right here, is a dogman / werewolf. They kind of get crossed over. Werewolf is a human that turns into it. A dogman is supposedly just a creature that stays that way, like a Bigfoot-esque type creature.
Mm-hmm.
But it has backward legs. It's like a wolf that tries to stand upright. Or a hybrid. You have a human and a wolf. Brian Goddard from Cryptid Paranormal, we had a very good conversation about this because he brought up, because that's another one I'm like, series on human genome splicing, military, and all that. But he also brought up, because, well, when you look at older Egyptian gods, like Anubis was a dog-headed human, and the hybrid human animal combinations have been talked about for long, thousands of years. And I was like, you know what? I never really put two and two together, but yeah, there's.
Well, so
the Larugaroo is another version of it.
Yeah. When you look at it, so I'm gonna reference the movie Stargate, phenomenal movie, the original one.
So it's a TV show, SG1.
I've never watched it. I've heard it's good, but there was like 6 iterations of it, wasn't there?
Yeah. Atlantis was okay, but the first TV series was a direct
Tie-in.
tie-in to the first for the movie.
In the movie, they aren't actually hybrids. It's just the armor that they chose as aliens. And who's to say that that's not true? That they chose like some of the most terrifying creatures that they came across.
That's why samurai masks were done the way they look like demons. Yeah.
It's just a thought that it's possible.
You're saying that that's a cryptid that's getting more limelight coming up. There's a lot of...
It's not a Bray Road anymore.
No. Well, there's a lot of theories that they actually go direct in conflict with Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Like there are conflicts between them, like territorial, which would make sense if they're...
Just like vampires and werewolves.
Yep.
And Underworld.
Yep.
Another movie reference. Sorry.
So what's your next script?
I'm gonna mispronounce this one. Gassy Indietha, or the Meteor Dragon, which comes from Seneca mythology up in the Ontario area. It's basically a giant serpent that dwells in underground rivers and lakes near Canada and Lake Ontario. Flies around with a tail, a fire tail, spewing fire. Yeah, that was my next one. I thought it was cool that there could possibly be dragons out there that we're not aware of. Because I mean, when you look at it, like there's a legend of the dragon in Yellowstone National Park. I don't know if you've heard of that. Supposedly hiding in plain sight for centuries. That's still out there. The Chinese have had, or Asians, sorry, not just Chinese in particular.
Well, every continent has stories of dragons. Even England. St. George battled a dragon and killed him.
Yeah, and Matthew McConaughey, if you're out there, or Christian Bale, do not release any dragons because
Ring of Fire
will come after you.
Ring of Fire was a really underrated movie.
Underrated movie.
It was really good.
I think it's, in my personal opinion, the best movie about dragons. I mean, yeah, you've got like Dragonheart, which was phenomenal.
You got Dragon Slayer.
I've never seen that. I just thought it was a unique look and
It was one of the more
realistic
modern day interpretations. Yes,
that there was only one female.
Yeah,
that kind of like a hive mind.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely need to watch Dragon Slayer.
Yeah, all right, on my list.
Yeah.
So what's your next one?
My next one's the Thunderbird, mythical creature, cryptid from.
That's a good. One could say that could be a dragon as well.
Yeah. Well, generally it's
with feathers.
It's a very large bird that can block out the sun, which can also make sounds of thunder as its wings beat.
Yeah.
But it's been told. Totem poles have been made with them. They're all the way up to Alaska, all through Canada. Some think it may have been a condor, or an unknown species.
What do you call the one that burns and then rises?
Phoenix.
Could that be?
Could be, but I mean, generally those aren't on fire. They're just huge and massive. But there's another one that's very similar to it in the Middle East called a roc, which was these giant eagles that would go pick up people.
What?
You don't know? You never heard of a roc?
Yeah, they're all over the ground.
Yeah, ROC. There's another mythical creature that is very similar to a thunderbird, but it was in the Middle East.
I've never heard of that before. Middle East is terrifying. They got the giant spiders, the giant eagles.
The Mongolian snakeworm, or deathworm.
Mongolian deathworms. Yeah.
The djinn.
We could do a whole episode on that. That's some terrifying crap, people. Genies are not like Aladdin.
No.
They are devious, disaster-ridden.
Very mischievous. I mean, they go in the realm of what we would probably call poltergeists. Like, they are... Well, even...
I would rank them above, like, wraiths.
Yeah, they're...
I mean...
They're not something... Yeah, you definitely don't want to be messing with. But I also think it's because they're older. Because of the area. they've been around longer.
I mean, there's theories that they're one of the first. What's wrong?
Oh.
One of the one of the first entity, like one of
One of the first Leviathans.
one of the cosmic beings, like before angels even, in timeline history. I don't know why I'm going with that, but
So what's your next cryptid?
my next one is going to be something that I just posted about on Facebook today that we talked about briefly. It's called the Baxback Wallenuswe.
What? You look it up on Facebook. Maybe if we're kind enough, we'll put a link to it.
Yeah, it has other names like He Who First Ate Man at Mouth of River, or Cannibal at North End of World. It's basically, I'll just read what it says about him. He's an anthropomorphic or bear-like in appearance. His entire body is covered in gaping, snapping, bloody mouths, and he yells out the catchphrase, "Hap, hap, hap," which means eat, 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 in whatever native language that is. His house is covered in red blood-colored cedar bark with red blood smoke pouring out of his chimney. And he basically just eats people to death with all of his mouths. It's just terrifying.
And that's from like Washington. Oregon.
It's from the upper Washington area. He actually has a wife, Kominaga. So she's the one that actually entices him to eat men. So if you ever hear a woman yelling out, "Come over here," don't, just don't. So yeah, that's my next one.
One of my favorite ones is the jackalope. I gotta throw that one back out there. The jackrabbit with the antelope horns or deer horns, depending on what version you're seeing, known to be bad luck when seen. That if they follow you, that they will cause you bad luck, which is based off of an actual disease that causes fungus to grow horn-like appendages on rabbits, and that's where they believe this creature came from. There's a bunch of taxidermied ones and that, but and now if you were to able to catch it and cut its foot off, it would be a very extremely lucky foot versus until you
catch the disease.
Yeah.
No, there was another one that I had recently found. It wasn't called the jackalope. It was called something else-alope. It wasn't called something else-alope. It was.
So you have a jackalope, a bearlope, or something. A bearlope's called a beer.
Yeah. No, it wasn't called bearlope. But they're also supposedly like one of the fastest creatures on the planet. Like that's why it's impossible to catch them, from what I've read in folklore. But it reminds me of the movie Monty Python.
And Holy Grail.
In the rabbit cave. What was it called?
The Vorapole bunny.
Yeah, the Vorapole bunny.
Which meant to decapitate you with one bite.
I'm going to find it here in a second, folks. I swear to God.
Well, going back to the Lucky's rabbit foot, where that came from was trappers.
Yeah.
They'd have snares out, and they'd catch a rabbit by the foot, and it would bite its own foot off, but then it got away, so it was considered lucky. It only got 3 more tries, though.
You can keep talking for a second.
What else about a jackalope? I've heard they're fond of whiskey. That might be something why I like them.
I have heard that.
Yeah, no, they're attracted to whiskey. Like you said, if they follow you, they cause you misfortune and bad luck. But if you were able to kill one and take its foot, you get all the good luck. But it date back to the 1700s, 1800s.
It wasn't another lope. It was called the jack of pheasant, which was a mixture between a jackrabbit and a pheasant. Yeah. So I was wrong. There was no other lopes out there.
So what's your...
My next one goes by a couple of names. Gliders. Gliders is the most common term for them. And
Like a sugar glider?
no, Justin and Jay, you'll know this cryptid the second I talk about it. They're considered living UFOs.
You mean
Giant space clams.
famous cryptids of the corn?
Yes.
Justin and Jay?
Yes. The other most common name for them, and they're usually seen in Nevada, are giant space clams. So these were started... I can't talk. First seen starting in 1925 in Nevada, when someone experienced seeing an 8-foot wide diameter clam floating in the air, and so they got the name giant space clams. Yeah, it's pretty interesting because the sighting that it goes into more detail about how after a certain amount of time they started to pulsate and glow, almost like they had some sort of bioluminescent capability, and it grew to about 30 feet in diameter. So it started and then expanded. And the first thing I think of is the movie Nope. I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
It had 4 sucker-like tongues inside of it. So who's to say that something like that can't exist up in our atmosphere? Especially if the firmament is real.
Yeah.
You've heard of that, right?
Yeah.
There's no space, it's water.
I believe we watched Cryptids of the Corn.
Yeah, I know. True.
Do a living UFO presentation, which was amazing, by the way.
God, yeah.
If you ever get a chance to catch them live, to catch that slideshow presentation, the information that they have hours upon hours of information on living UFOs. That's not the only thing they do, which is like their name said, Cryptids of the Corn. They have Cracksman and all other stuff, but the living UFO is very interesting.
It's very interesting. I mean, it actually makes a lot of sense when you look at it.
Or at least very probable.
Probably. It's not out of the realm of possibility, as our friend Jason would tell us. So yeah, that's my next one, giant space claims.
My next one's going to be a shout out to Tommy with Spectre East 911 and a hoop snake.
The hoopty.
The hoopty, which he'd been chased by one and didn't realize that was a mythical creature or a cryptid.
God, if he had only caught it.
Yeah.
Well,
Which, drunken cryptid Matthew's like, what? You've seen one?
You're just now telling me about this?
Because those things are terrifying. And it's a snake that bites its tail and then rolls like a hoop. And they've been talked about for a long time.
Yeah, I mean one of the ancient prophecies was Ouroboros, which was life consuming itself and renewing, and it's depicted by a snake eating its own tail.
Yeah.
Benzene, the chemical compound that's a ring structure, which is highly, highly toxic, will kill you, is often represented in ancient mythology as Ouroboros and the representation of the hoop snake. So, I mean, it goes back, it has...
it's been around for eons.
Eons.
Yeah. And there are certain diseases that will cause a snake to start eating itself.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, but so there's records of it. It's the fact that it can make itself upright and then roll after somebody.
like a wheel.
Like a wheel is what makes that one unique.
So, let's go down a rabbit hole on this one.
In Arkansas?
I'm not getting any holes in Arkansas. Because that's where Tommy knockers live. You have to ask the question, because snakes are pretty damn fast, right?
Yeah. Certain ones are.
How would that make them faster? If they're already at prime.
Not all of them are prime.
Okay.
I mean, there's certain ones that are way faster than others.
I just think of it as like a cheetah is faster running than it would be rolling.
You hope so. Because if it figures out how to roll faster.
And if there's something called a cheetah hoop, I'm done.
That's a bites its tail. I mean, why is Sonic so fast? If he spins. He's a hedgehog.
No, from another dimension.
You sure he's from another dimension?
Yeah, that's where the rings come into play. He transported here through the rings. Trust me, don't get me on video game shit.
He spins. He rolls faster that way.
He does.
So what's your next?
Damn it, Damn it. Damn it.
Was that the one you're going to use?
No, but
you got me on
spinning Sonic. No, the next one I have is more, I guess, I would call it a cryptid, but most people would probably consider it more of an urban legend. From here in Kansas, down in Hutchinson, the Hamburger Man.
You mean a mass murderer?
Yeah.
Hey, that's a serial killer?
Would you consider that a more...
It's an urban legend. I wouldn't say it's a cryptid. Because I don't know if... I mean, because technically cryptids, some of it's all based in some reality.
Yeah. So maybe we should nix that one?
Yeah, nix that one.
Okay.
There's going to be another one you can pull up.
Oh, there is. The next one is called... There's instances of people seeing it here in the United States, but most of it's not phrenology, but locale of witnesses come from the Philippines. It's called the Aswang. And it's basically like an iteration of multiple creatures combined. Vampire, ghoul, witch.
So it's a chimera. It's a blend of multiple things.
Yes and no.
It doesn't have the multiple heads. It's a single creature with a bunch of powers.
Yeah. In the Philippines, it's actually called the Manananggal. Or Manananggal.
Sure.
But it shows itself at night to people, usually people that are pregnant, women. Well, anymore I can't say that. Women without head and its entrails flailing out. And it'll climb on the roof and stalk people and make horrible noises to these pregnant women. And the way they've got around, like, scaring it off is by wearing the color black. Because it won't allow them to see the baby inside them. Because that's what it's after.
See, to me, that sounds more like a paranormal thing, not necessarily a cryptid. But I mean, I guess a cryptid could be a paranormal entity, and it's just being.
Because I mean, when you look at it, all these, the ghoul, the were-dog, the vampire, the viscera sucker, all those are types of cryptids, right? Theoretically, it's like an amalgamation of all of those combined. But who's to say that it isn't something like a wraith or something like that?
Yeah, supernatural being.
Supernatural being.
Where we're trying to throw things into a physical box when there could possibly be a supernatural paranormal.
Yeah. I just found it
Interesting
because.
Was that because you like to wear black?
Another way to ward it off is for the husband of the childbearing wife to remain under the house naked while furiously waving a sword. I think that's just to see if people will do it.
Yeah, that's more of a... Why, is it your personal sword that you're waving around?
I don't know. That's a good question. I just
the point.
I just thought it was interesting. So that was my next one.
My next one is the Falcon Monster. It's a Bigfoot-esque style creature. Came out around 1972. Was shot earlier than that. Disappeared for a while. Came back and it seemed really more aggressive after being shot.
After
Imagine
coming
that.
out.
Yeah.
He's like, I finally came out, and you guys are trying to shoot me.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's an interesting story. The documentary actually has a lot of people that had the occurrence happen to it. There's, it's one of the, I would say, more well-known ones since it was a movie made about it.
Amazing.
I think it was amazing. And then, Lyle Blackburn made a sequel to it. He's written a couple of books out on it. Falcon Monster Festival happens every year. Hopefully at some point we'll be able to make it down there for one of those. But it's a creature that attacked people, reached through windows, trying to pull people out. Been shot multiple times. The one thing that made me interesting is Jeff Melbourne, who passed away this year, who was one of the first people to really take the Bigfoot and cryptozoology of Bigfoot serious.
Yeah.
Looked at the prints, and he had mentioned that it has all the same features other than it has a deformed foot, which is very indicative of inbreeding.
It is.
Which is a small pool of creatures that keep they don't have enough to really, which would has a tendency to cause aggressive behavior, misshapen. I mean, it's still like a 7 or 8 foot tall Bigfoot.
Yeah, which is terrifying.
Yeah.
And the fact
that took a 12 gauge to the chest, and then took a 30-06 also, and it came back. So they still have reports down that area, Texas, Arkansas. Maybe we'll go down there one day with Drunken Cryptids and check it out.
I'd be totally down for that. I think you're going to know my next one. It's gone by many names. They have a festival for it in Iowa. The Van Meter Monster. Or Meter. Van Meter.
Meter Monster.
Van Meter Monster.
The Flatwood Monster.
No, this is the giant pterosaur.
Oh. Looks like a pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl, that's the one.
Was he silent?
Yeah. But it was first sighted in Iowa in 1903, terrorizing a community. Giant winged creature with a long beaked nose was so enthralling that they actually hold a pretty big festival each year. I mean,
but we actually talked about going to it this year. We just got tied up and couldn't make it.
I mean, when you talk about it, it's on the same scale as the Mothman Festival.
Yeah,
like size and
well, the fact that so many people had seen it.
Yeah. They even pursued the creature during the first sighting down an abandoned coal mine to try to capture it, and it just disappeared, never to be seen.
Has it had any other reappearance?
No. But, I mean, the fact that one sighting caused such a stir that 122 years later, they're still
looking for it and talking about celebrating
it. Yeah. That's pretty impressive to me. So
take that, Mothman.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was my next one.
Well, might as well go with the Mothman then. Lead into that with its shiny butt that holds quarters and dollar bills and koozies from Myth, Monsters, and Molds. Showed up in Point Pleasant. Had multiple people see it. The famous part of it is it was seen on the bridge the day before the bridge collapsed, which caused, I can't remember, it was 36 people died on the bridge or something. We'd have to look at the number. It was,
yeah, I don't remember the
exact. It was one of the largest bridge collapses with people in it in the U.S. history.
So, do you mind if I get into the story? So, the thing that I find the most interesting about this whole story...
There's also a movie made about it.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the reporter from the story that wrote the story, the Mothman Prophecies.
Yeah.
He was traveling to Washington, D.C. from was it Boston or something? Middle of the night, in the split second of an instant, was transported 400 miles west to the Ohio border. No recollection of it, no lost time. Unable to explain how that happened, why he was there. To me, that sounds like either portal or extraterrestrial influence.
There's theories on the Mothman that it's a extra dimensional being that may be on. So what got brought up was it was able to tell the reporter things that he had in his pocket.
Yeah.
He seemed to be very omnipresent, which there's a theory that if a creature lives in time versus space, they can't move beyond a certain area, but they would know everything that has happened and will happen in that area because that's what they move through is time.
Which is interesting because there's stories of the Chicago Mothman. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yeah, well, there's actually quite a few different varieties
Yeah.
where it's popped up. A similar being, and if you I'm going to be honest, some of the sightings of the Mothman probably are a large, owl, great horned owl, which can be up to 4 foot tall with a 6 to 8 foot wingspan.
But the
other ones are kind of hard to knock off, because the wings aren't the same and the red glowing eyes and
just all the other stuff surrounding the encounters.
They have a great museum. We got a lovely T-shirt out of it. I want to go back. Somebody kept me from going again, but had a chance to go, but he didn't want to go.
But
it's a pleasant place.
Yeah, in the story of the Point Pleasant Mothman, it actually named itself. I mean, it was telling multiple people, that its name was Indrid Cole, which to me denotes that it's some sort of intelligent being, not a cryptid creature. Those are just my thoughts on the thing.
And that's how the witch is going to get you into the basement.
My name's not Raven, so I'll stay away from the basements. Thank you very much. But yeah,
I'm not a cryptid. I'm an intelligent creature.
The story of the Mothman, we could do
a show,
a whole series. To be honest with you,
well, with all the different locations, all the different people that saw it, and all the newer modern, iterations of it. With the other cities that have had stuff that's very similar, it is considered almost a beacon of omen that something horrible is about to happen. Could be considered a watcher.
One could even say that it could be in the same realm of what was the ship we just talked about during our last episode?
The Flying Dutchman.
The Flying Dutchman. It's an omen of bad things to come.
Well, no, that's what they believe. It was trying to warn people to get off the bridge, and no one listened.
Interesting. Yeah, so let us know if you want us to talk about the Mothman. I think that would be a phenomenal episode.
Let us know if we should go to Point Pleasant and talk about the Mothman on location.
We could do that too.
I mean, would you like to see us out and about more often?
Out and about?
We're going to plan on being more...
Sprouts and gravy?
I'm drinking beer at taverns and breweries, hopefully.
Yeah, we're going to start going out and doing more things.
We're going to get back into doing more lives again. We've really backed off on that. We're going to try to get out in the greater Kansas City area. We'll be posting on Facebook and TikTok where we're going to be at, when we're going to be there. Hopefully we'll have some people come out and join us, get some good conversations going about local Kansas City cryptids and haunts. Besides the serial killers.
So, my next one is a really interesting one. It's called the Skeeteroo.
The Skeeteroo?
Yeah, it's basically a fictional, mythological giant mosquito that dwells in the woods and spins yarn on a giant spindle.
We kind of like Rumpelstiltskin,
Except it's a mosquito with wings.
making yarn.
Yeah, I just thought that was pretty cool.
That sounds like somebody had the wrong type of mushroom.
Yeah, it really does.
I guess. Are we getting close on time?
We still got about 15 minutes.
So, what, 2 more?
Yeah, 2 more each.
So I'm gonna go with the Jersey Devil. I've been to
Good.
Pine Barrens, check that area out.
Did it stink like the rest of New Jersey?
No, there's certain areas like
Sorry.
if you're closer to the bay, it definitely stinks.
Oh, God, that stinks.
But the Pine Barrens, like I don't believe in the Leeds family childbirth, 13th child and all that. But there have been multiple sightings, even in recent times. John on TikTok had somebody hop on that when she was in high school, she had seen the creature. The Pine Barrens is like 1 million square acres, and it's nothing but pine forest. It's really dense.
Yeah.
It could easily hide a large population of stuff that you wouldn't know. Because, I mean, there's not as many roads going through there because of how forested it is. So it's an interesting tale. It's a horse-faced, bat wings, stands on 2 legs. Definitely odd-looking creature. But to me, has very similar traits as the large fruit bat.
Yes, it does.
There's a horse-headed fruit bat that could, maybe it's just a North American variety of it. It's hard to say.
So, a lot of the myth and lore behind the Jersey Devil comes from satanic worship. Wasn't it like the 13th child of this?
The Leeds lady. The Leeds. Yep.
And it was
cursed.
and she tossed it into the woods.
Well, no, it flew up through the chimneys, came out with wings, and was a devil as it was born. Yeah, there's a whole story on it. I mean, could be true, could be not. I would believe that there's an actual creature or a group of creatures that have managed to stay around for 150 years.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't think so. Unless it is
Demon,
demonic
actual
nature.
devil.
The next one that I'm gonna look up,
Can't spell it.
can't spell it, so I'm not gonna look it up. Let's just go with the Pukwudgie.
Would you?
So that's
Couldn't get stabbed.
yeah. So these things are extremely aggressive, from what I've read. But they're
Little man syndrome. They're like
well, they're supposedly they take on the presence of a little hedgehog type
with a
creature
spear.
with a spear that hide in the woods and attack people.
Which, to me, though, also from little people, there's a lot of legends of the aggressive little people.
Yes, and it's not to say that the reason they look like hedgehog isn't because they're wearing like or armor or camouflage or something. Is it a possibility that they could be Fae?
Oh, yeah. Could be. Their spears wouldn't be iron, though. They can't take it back.
Unless that's a ruse.
Oh, like the garlic and vampires. Anticoagulant.
Yeah.
Makes your blood taste better.
It's better to hide in plain sight.
So my last cryptid is going to be the chupacabra. Because there's a new interesting theory that it may be a thylacine, which is a Tasmanian tiger. There have been trail cam footage of what looks to be a Tasmanian tiger in Arkansas and a couple other locations.
Interesting.
There was a pair of thylacine that were evidently lost at one point in time on a railway that they thought died, but may have had a breeding population, and there's still remnants of it. So
That's terrifying.
because the way the mouth and the teeth,
Yeah.
they extend really large. If you ever have a chance, look up, the Tasmanian tiger and what they look like. They thought they're extinct. There have been some pictures in Tasmania people getting photographs. There's stuff in the U.S., and maybe it's a hybrid of something.
Like, didn't they think the dodo bird was extinct and they recently found one?
No, not the dodo bird, but there's
Pretty sure.
that's probably AI.
Yeah, you're not lying. That is probably.
But no, that's one of the ones that they think there may be a living population. Same with the what type of? There's a lion. The Arborist or
yeah.
it's like one of the largest.
Armenian or
No, was it Babylonian?
Babylonian tiger, yeah.
Lion, but yeah.
Lion. The one that Hercules fought.
Yeah,
Is
that type supposedly went extinct, but
they
they
found remnants.
that there may small maybe 2 or 3 left. That was my cryptid, the chupacabra, the goat sucker. Drinks the blood out of the body and takes them.
So let's transition from goat sucker to goat man. The Pope Lick monster. You ever heard of that?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, from Kentucky. So I mean,
Sounds like a lot of moonshine.
yeah, it's more.
It's a goat head.
It's a goat head with a human body, no fur, and goat legs, and he runs around with an axe trying to murder people.
But that's also a satyr.
A satyr.
Satyr, yeah. Goat legs.
Full goat head.
Yeah,
not human face with horns.
I mean, that's just how they predicted them, but they both have horns.
Yes, but the fact that it's a demented satanic one running around with an axe trying to decapitate people
Could be a problem.
could be a problem. I mean,
But
it could just
it's like the sheep squatch, which is a Sasquatch with a sheep or a ram's head.
Yeah, there's also, I found there's something called a bat squatch,
Yeah, I saw that too.
which,
And-
Jesus Christ, Bigfoot with wings, I'm out. There's no way you're gonna freaking win against that. That's Jeepers Creepers type stuff right there. So yeah, the Pope Licks, a lot of people think that it was a circus freak that escaped, and now it's his essence or aura haunting the area or whatnot, but I don't know. I mean, there could be someone out there with a goat mask and an axe, just murdering
Goat
people.
legs.
Yeah, but you could just those aren't hard to fake, like furred legs. So yeah, that's mine as the goat man or Pope Lick monster for my final.
So let us know what you think of this bucket of cryptids.
I've got thousands more that I could have gone through, but I
Yeah.
can't pronounce half of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's upcoming series. We're going to try to do the state cryptids, UFOs, haunted locations,
Serial killers.
serial killers. So you got to throw those in there. So be on the watch out for those coming out shortly. Watch for your state, and if once we get to the states, maybe we'll start doing countries.
I was honestly, when I was making that list, I was thinking, oh, there's going to be, if the state has any, there's going to be like one.
Now most states have multiple cryptids and haunted locations. And
I'm talking about serial killers. There's like 7 to 10 in each state. And I was like, this might be a problem. We should probably look into this.
Huh.
So, profiling might need to get better. So, yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any cryptids that you think that
especially localized ones,
Yeah.
ones that are not as nationally known, please leave them in the comments. We'll try to look them up.
because I'm always interested in learning about new cryptids or
If you know of any Paracons, Cryptid Fests. Speaking of Cryptid Fest, Arkansas Cryptid Festival in June 6th.
Yep.
Being put on North Little Rock. Old Bart's is being put on by Drunken Cryptids. Friends of the show. Great Matthew. There'll be a ton of us there. Nevermore Hollows, Cryptids of Corn, Myth Monsters of Mullets, Spectre Beast 911.
Cryptid Paranormal will probably
Yep.
be there.
He said he was going to try to be down there, Brian Goddard. We'll be there. We're speaking.
We're going to talk about the Puckwudgie, actually.
Yep.
At least that's
We'll be talking about cryptids.
cryptids.
Hopefully we'll have 1 or 2 more cryptid.
Oh, we should talk about Sinkhole Sam.
Oh yeah, it's Kansas
It's a
legend.
Kansas legend.
Well, hopefully we'll have some stories because we're hoping to get out to Monkey Mountain, which um,
Cryptid
Richard wrote a couple books about, had hand casts and foot casts in that area. Harrisonville, Missouri has been having an uptick in Bigfoot sightings and hearing.
You're getting
So
closer to civilization, people.
it could just be black bears. But either way, we want to at least try to give it some credit and go down and check it out. It's literally in our backyard. It's less than an hour away. So we're hopefully we'll have a few more cryptid hunting stories out in the woods. Looking for.
And please be sure to like and subscribe. Go visit us on Facebook, TikTok, Rumble. Check out our website, cwtspodcast.com. We've got some phenomenal things for sale on there. Shirts that our good friend, our host JD has put together.
Yep.
He engraves all of the shot glasses.
And we're going to be having some more stuff get put on there soon. We're going to broaden what we sell. We're going to have some paranormal.
We're going to widen our spectrum.
Yes. There'll be some paranormal equipment up for sale that we'll actually build ourselves and test and probably show that.
More books, games.
Games, t-shirt designs.
Yep.
Not just we'll probably put our logo on the sleeve and do some other designs. Coasters and
Flasks.
I'm hoping to upgrade the end of the year my laser to do more engraving so we can do deeper challenge coins and some other things. It should be
deeper.
Gotta go deeper. But should be very interesting.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to what 2026 has to offer.
Yeah. You'll see a lot more of us out there. Hopefully, if you see us, come say hi, say, hey, we love the shark, love what you guys are doing, or man, you guys are weird. Just say hi.
That's true. Yeah. So until next time, thanks for watching or listening or whatever you're doing.
Be safe out
to
there.
us or with us. But yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.